welcome back to Bits and Bob's Divination. I'm kinda Caitlin, and today we're going to be taking a look through your April blessings.
Welcome back to our monthly reading. Today I'll be looking at April blessings, but this one will be a little bit different. Before we look at the piles, I want to say welcome to our new viewers. Mondays I put out a new reading, either a monthly blessing, a timeless reading, or a weekly forecast. So if that interests you, feel free to subscribe.
Here are the 3 piles that we have for you today. We have the purple Fool with the mismatched socks. We have the yellow Sunshine Fool. And we have the Playing Card Fool. Before you choose your pile, let's take a deep breath together.
Choose any of the 3 piles you'd like. There's no right or wrong way to do this. You can choose 1, 2, or all 3 piles. Just do what feels right for you. If you already know which pile is for you, you can find the timestamp in the description box below. You can also find additional info on where to get a private reading, what decks and supplies I use, and my Instagram, all in the box below. Or you can use the chapter marks provided within the video. So if you've already chosen your pile, we will begin with pile number 1.
Hello, Group 1, April Fools. If you guys haven't caught on to the theme yet, I apologize. My sisters actually helped me out with that intro. I have such a supportive family who loves that I do these readings, and they're so supportive and wonderful. And so I had my 2 sisters help me out with the intro, and so we were just playing around because today we are going to play with this foolish energy of the Fool, and we're not going to just look into your April blessings in a typical format with the oracle cards and everything. Instead, we're going to use all random items, and I'm going to use my intuition to see and pull out those messages. So we have playing cards, Harry Potter trading game cards, Candyland cards, apples to apples, the game of life, twists and turns, and the charms today are actually a bunch of old Barbie and Polly Pocket related things. So it's going to be a lot of fun, but it's definitely an intuitive read, and I am definitely going to be just kind of playing off the cuff here with my intuition. So it may not be the most accurate reading for you guys for April, but it is definitely going to be a more fun one, a more lighthearted one, and who knows, it might be insanely accurate. So let me know down in the comments below if things start to align for you. I'd be so curious because this is all experimental, definitely Fool energy. So with all of that said, take this reading with a grain of salt, but I hope you guys have fun and enjoy it along with me. But I also forgot to mention, we're also going to use the letter tiles. So there's a lot to dive into, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. So we're actually going to start out here with these playing cards and see what comes up, because they do work as a tarot deck with just the minors. So let's see what comes up for April. April, and energy, insights, guidance, and blessings for April for Group 1. What do we need to know from the structure of the tarot here within this deck? Group 1. What do we need to know in blessings for April for Group 1? Group 1. Okay, so we have the 5 of Cups. See what else comes up here for you guys. Feel free to send your energy in and through the screen, through time and space. Ooh, definitely did send some energy. So here we also have the 8 of Swords. Let's see what else comes up for you. Looks like maybe something about breaking free for you guys so far. All right, let's see what else you have here. So you have 2 different cards. We have the 8 of Wands, as well as the 10 of Swords. So I'm definitely seeing a very fast energy coming in with that 8 of Wands. 2 different 8s as well. Ooh, okay. So we've got a lot to dive into here. I definitely want to get more information though. So we're going to go ahead and do a life twists and turns card. And with each of these, if you guys have ever played this game, they each have a color. So we'll talk more about that here in a moment. But I know one flipped in here, but I wasn't feeling it. So here we go. So group 1, you have this card, but before I look into the different colors, I'm actually going to pull you one of these colors from the Candyland deck and see in correspondence which one we get off of this card here for group 1 for April blessings, energy, and guidance. So what do they need to know going into April? So blue. Okay, so it says here for blue, your sports team wins the division championship. And so you can take these as literally as you want, but I'm going to use them more as an intuitive tool for us. So with your sports team winning something, I feel like you are winning or a champion or you're rising above something, right? So I definitely see that in conjunction with the 10. Blue is also a very calming color, so it also is telling me that whatever is happening within these cards that you have coming up here already with this 8 and this 10 especially, there is still good coming from this 5. So I'll talk more on that in a moment, but let's go ahead and get your more emotional side here. I'm going to keep going. For the apples to apples message here for group 1 for April 2021, or whenever they're watching. For their April blessings. Okay, so you have here. Ooh, exactly. I was just talking about that with the blue. It's a calm, a peaceful energy. And with this, it says peaceful, serene, restful, and calm. So that's really exciting to be seeing already. And then we're going to go ahead and pull your final card here from the Harry Potter game. See what more magical things we have coming in here for group 1. Group 1, blessings, energy, guidance, interesting events that are important for group 1. All right, so you have here the surly hound. When Harry knocked, they heard a frantic scrabbling from inside and several booming barks. And so you have here this little hound here, a hound dog. I do believe it is Hagrid's. So it's definitely like a protective message. You also have blue wig. How someone turned his teacher, he somehow turned his teacher's wig blue. So it's something about kind of a revenge or a playful joke. So this could just be an April Fool's card in general. And then you also had the care of magical creatures fall into my lap, and it's a lesson. So something about working with animals is definitely showing up here, especially with dogs or some sort of energy that really falls under that realm. But let's go ahead and start unpacking what we have here, group 1. All right, so I'm not going to say that you guys are having a super easy month, or that at least the previous month of March is kind of bleeding into this month. And it's about kind of shifting your perspective and things starting to change and shift, because the 10 of, basically the 5 of hearts, the 10 and 8 of spades or swords here. The 8 tells us that you were being held or bound back by something. You're being bound back, held back by your own beliefs, your own thoughts, your own thought patterns, feeling like you are not able to unbind yourself from the patterns of the past or things that are following along with you. And some of those things may have to do with this 5 of cups and this 10 of swords. So the 10 of swords, usually you see a bunch of swords jabbing into someone's back, like a betrayal, possibly embarrassment or something like that, where somebody kind of, you know, they won, right? They won this sports team won. They made it out like you didn't win or you weren't doing a good enough job, or something came up where there was some sort of confrontation, either within yourself, like your own self, where something kind of broke there, or a big event happened, because the 10 doesn't necessarily talk about small little squabbles. It's something really big that has happened within the recent past. And I feel like as you're going into this month, what you're being really guided to do here is to shift your perspective, and instead of feeling like you're like almost a victim mentality, not necessarily that you aren't allowed to feel that way necessarily or anything like that, because you are, but I do feel that it is time to shift that perspective and bring empowerment back to yourself, right? So just because we can feel all of these feelings towards an event and that things can bring us down. The great thing about the the 10 of Swords rather, is that even though you've gotten stabbed, even though these people have hurt you or really put you in a corner that you did not really want to be in, that you didn't deserve what you were given. You really didn't. If you needed to hear that, you really didn't. But the thing is, it's already happened, and so now it's how this whole month is kind of guiding you to learn how to get back up, how to get your bearings back, right? Like how to bring back your strength with this dog, with the care of magical creatures, creating more care for yourself, self-love, and not even self-love, but just like self-empowerment, moving yourself back up those pedestals, taking that power back where it may have felt like it was ripped from you, because you do have this 5 of Cups, and the 5 of Cups talks about, and you usually see a figure looking at spilled cups. So a situation that went wrong, things that were disappointing or embarrassing, or you just felt very hurt by someone or something in your life based off of this situation. But with the 5 of Cups, they also end up usually not realizing that there's a lot of potential and opportunity and love and care in their emotions right behind them that they aren't looking at, right? They only look at the cups that spilt and not the cups that are still left that they can, fill back up. And so it's about refilling your cup this month, re-empowering yourself. And I honestly think it's going to happen quicker than you think, because you do have spirit guide messages possibly coming in here with the 8, possibly from more dog-like spirits or dragons or something like that I'm feeling there. But you also have with the 8, it does talk about, the 8 of Wands talk about things happening very quickly, happening back in your favor as well, because it's usually them like driving their path. They're very determined, they're very quick on their feet, on their messages and the way that they communicate. There's a lot of drive and passion behind this card, and I really do see you shifting that perspective and not being made a fool, because even though, you may, like I said, that sports team kind of message here with your sports team wins the division championship, even though someone may have felt like they won over you or they did something so that they had the power, the power always lives within us, right? The power to our lives and how we live our lives and our true authentic self, that power always lives in us. And it's always something that we can evoke. We can always evoke it. And the way that we evoke it is all up to us. But it seems to me that instead of going towards something that could be more like trying to get revenge or trying to break them down or find the power back by putting them down, I think a lot of it has to come from the inside, from creating inner peace from yourself and from this situation, healing from it rather than finding ways to continue fighting against it. Because you do have here the peaceful card with serene, restful, and calm. So also getting rest this month could be really helpful for you as well. Dogs are very well known for that. So when they aren't fighting or continuing to do more revenge-like things or trying to be on the defense, once they feel more peaceful and feel more calm in their environment and they're not having to bark, that's when they're allowed to rest. And if you've ever had dogs, they love sleep. So if you need some sleep this month, you're definitely getting more of that peaceful energy and feeling like you and yourself won by not having to do anything against the person that may have caused this hurt within you. Because I really do see, instead of letting yourself stay in this 8 of Swords where you're feeling very bound up, it's about kind of overcoming that, right? A lot of it comes to overcoming it, moving higher and taking the more peaceful path. With all that said, though, I'm going to go ahead and move on to your charms and your tiles. I'm having a lot of fun reading through these because I didn't know exactly how it's going to go, obviously, but I do think it's important that you definitely find peace this month and learn from the situation to create peace versus letting it continue to fester between you and another person or a situation. So let's go ahead and see into your letters this month, group 1. So what letters do you have coming in for your month, group 1, for April blessings? and messages. Group 1, Group 1, Group 1. Okay, so I saw this one the other day, and it's been coming up quite a lot in these readings, but we have Ark, and Ark definitely talks about taking a, crappy situation, like a Noah's Ark situation, and instead of staying, in the rain where those cups had fallen, where things aren't moving forward, it's about building that ark and moving past it to create a more peaceful place. You always have that Noah's Ark moment where there's that rainbow right at the end of the tunnel. And I feel like this month, the blessings that are coming to you is finding that inner peace again, finding that rainbow again, finding and filling back up your cup again. Very Ace of Cups is kind of really coming up for me a lot for you as well. But you have ARKNUTE PASF and R. So I see paste here. And it's making me think of when you copy and paste something, like on your computer, you just copy, paste, quick and done, quick and easy. And I feel like in the past you may have had these situations where instead of taking the higher path or the higher road, you may have felt that more I need to get back at them or find power back or empower myself by harming someone else who harmed me in this vicious cycle, that copy paste, and instead creating and changing that narrative, I really think is coming up here for you. I also see fate here. So a lot of inner work is happening here, and things that are beyond what you are expecting or things that you don't have necessarily control over may be happening. So there may be some things that happen just at random, or you feel that they are, especially if you guys watched my luck video previously. There may have been something having to do with fate in that with manifestation, things like that, waiting for the universe to work on your side as well as doing your part. That may be coming up here as well. I also see rust, which is something that happens after, metal's been in water for a while, and it starts to rust. So being sure that you continue to keep moving, right? You had that 8 of Wands, that 8 energy in general, right? Because you also had the 8 of Spades here, the 8 of Swords. And the 8 of Swords is about being bound up and staying in your situation, and where the 8s could continue to stay in that situation and rust and fester. It's more of that energy again of movement, because you have an arc. That's movement, moving away, refilling your cup, letting things cleanse with the water and with that rainbow at the end. Not that it's always going to be perfect, like a rainbow at the end kind of thing, like that fantasy, but there is definitely healing that is happening here, and the rust is about cleaning all of that and starting anew. Oh, also you have Fae showing up here, so again, more Fae messages may be coming up here too, or working with Fae, which was really interesting, or fairies in that way. And then I also do see fast. So like I said, it is a very fast month. It's going to be moving really fast. So if you use planners or other things beyond that situation too, just for your healing and other things, just make sure that you're using a planner or a to-do list, because things are going to be moving in fast. You may have messages coming in, or snail mail, or like different packages and messages that are coming in quickly too. So the way that you communicate, the way that other people communicate may be happening faster than you're expecting. I'm also feeling that for you. But with all that said, I'm going to go ahead and move on to your charms, because I could talk about the letters for ages and you guys know that. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to your charms. But like I said, let me know if this is resonating for you guys so far, because it's definitely new for me to be using each of these, but I am having so much fun on an intuitive level. So let me know how they're working, and if you came up with any other letters and combinations with these letters. So I'm going to go ahead and actually shuffle these without picking it up, because I've found that I keep dropping them otherwise in just practice tests. But I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these up and pull you a few. Alright, so group one, we're looking for any information, energy, insights, or guidance coming in for group one, for their blessings, energy, insights, and guidance for the month of April. Group one. Okay. So I think it's interesting that we have up happening here and then a pillow, but I'm going to go ahead and zoom you in so you can see what is here. I am going to take ones that fell upside down because we don't have as many messages, but we do have this one falling upside down in your central ring, and this one, which is funny too because it is a ring. So this one is about, holding your love on your sleeve or holding it close to you and feeling like you can, like you can just put it right on and, hold someone's love, like heart on your sleeve. That's what I'm trying to come up with. And so here you have this heart, but it fell upside down and off your sleeve, right? So someone's kind of taken that power from you, taken that love, taken your cup, taken that power that you have over your emotions and your emotional state. There could be gaslighting happening in this situation. Definitely look into that, especially like since we had that lessons card. Like I said, I feel like there's healing. There's a new lesson that's happening here in terms of love at this time. So make sure that is being addressed in your own self-care and self-love practices so that you don't continue those cycles like we mentioned before. We do have the assertive energy because I felt like when I saw this, it's like a little brat's foot, but they're really putting their foot down. They're being assertive. They're really telling their tale, and they're not going to do it in perfect shoes and all that kind of stuff. They're just going to be like, yeah, this is my truth. This is who I really am. They're not, in control of me or in control of my situation. At the end of the day, it is just for you. So if you feel like someone else has been kind of stomping all over and putting their mark on your heart, this is your calling this month. And this is like the calling charm. That's what I think of it. Whenever I see a bell, it's like you're being called or you're being like, pulled in a direction. And that is for assertiveness, feeling very assertive, putting your foot down and all that kind of stuff. Also, on a more like fae and all that kind of level, more magical level, you do have the pillow. So like I said, you may be getting more sleep, more chill time for sleep. Some naps are going to be really helpful for you, especially with how fast this month may feel like it's going to go. But things are on the up. Things are on the up because you also have something that's fluffy, something that's soft, something that can float away from you kind of feeling. And then also dream work. So if you work with dreams, definitely look into your dreams and journal about them this month to see what guidance you may have coming in that area from your subconscious or from your guides. So that is also somewhere you may be kind of being called towards. All right, and so what do we have here at the end? We also have like a cleaning product. So I didn't really have this one pictured yet exactly what it would mean. So for me, maybe it can mean like cleaning or cleaning something off. So like I said, you're already kind of refreshing yourself with that arc kind of moment. Also maybe connecting with archangels or archangels. Oh my gosh, can't say it. You know what I'm trying to say. Your angels this month. I am kind of seeing that as well. And then the other thing too, beyond just like cleaning things off and like cleansing and just starting, like it feels like a restart. Something so fresh and clean, like I can feel that energy. I literally can smell like soap in my mind. But you also have here the heart, and then it also is sort of a clamp, right? So I always feel like this is like it's clamping down on your heart, or you're feeling really like overwhelmed by it. But this is about you putting the power in your hands to open that clamp, take that power back in your hands. So a lot of these are the same exact kind of message that's coming in through here. A lot of assertiveness and a lot of putting your foot down. So I'm going to go ahead and do a recap here for you, group 1. So you have animals, the fae, and archangels coming up here, and it's about, instead of being the very intense kind of dog that you have here, it's more about learning from your lessons from the past, especially since this says care of magical creatures lesson, to be more peaceful, to cleanse your space and to look at these cups from a different view, instead of seeing what didn't work out, and see more of where you can empower yourself to bring that peaceful energy where you can win in your own way. You also had the blue wig where it said he somehow turned his teacher's wig blue. So it was like sort of a way of trying to get back at a person in a spiteful way. And I think you're kind of trying to use it as a way of being like, yeah, I won. But instead it's about winning for yourself, not winning against someone or trying to be spiteful. So there is a lot of learning from your mistakes, learning from past trauma, past situations that may have come up, and finding a more peaceful state for yourself, as well as taking in effect that there's going to be very fast messages and energy coming up, rising above your situation, creating that arc, cleansing. And then there also was the calling message that there may be some new guides coming in to help you on this journey within this month. But with all of that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this format. I know it was very different. It was a lot of fun and interesting for me as a reader, but I do know you guys had a more heavy pile here, so I hope that you guys really do receive the reading, or sorry, not the reading, the healing that you need this month, and finding a way to rise above the situation that you were put in unfairly and unjustly. But it is finding your assertiveness, your power back, and I'm really excited for that, and I hope you guys are too. So let me know in the comments down below if you found any other little hidden gems and treasures that I didn't see, and go ahead and use your own intuition as well. Use this as a great way to really connect with your intuition and see what may be in these cards that, really speaks to you on a soul level. Also, be sure to give this video a like if you really did like this format and enjoyed the interesting Fool energy. I had a lot of fun with it, like I mentioned before, so feel free to give this video a like. And lastly, if you are new to the channel and this is one of your very first videos with me, welcome. I know it was very different. I know that the intro didn't have me even in it, but I hope you enjoyed anyways, and that this was just a way to realize that I am a very playful person when it comes to my cards and within my space, so it doesn't always have to be so serious. So I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to check out my other readings that I do every month, and actually every Monday I do a new reading on either your month, your week, or also on timeless readings. If you want to check any of that out, you can, or feel free to join the community by subscribing. But I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. April Fools, happy April, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Hello group 2, April Fools. If you guys hadn't noticed, it was 2 different people speaking throughout that entire intro, and it actually was both of my sisters who were very kind and so supportive of this channel and wanted to do something fun and interesting within this video for all of you. So we're definitely going to use this Fool energy of just diving off this cliff with my intuition today, and with your own intuition and energy to look into your blessings this month, because we are definitely going to be playing around. So just a quick warning, these are very new intuitive tools that I'm using, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. So definitely take everything with a pinch of salt, but who knows, it may be the most accurate reading I've ever done for you. So we're just going to play it by ear. But I hope you guys have fun, because today we are using a varied amount of different game related cards. With the Harry Potter trading card game, we also are using the minors with each of these playing cards, which some of you have been familiar with me using playing card decks in the past. We're also using the game of life, Twist and Turn, such a fun game, Apples to Apples, and even Candyland. And for my charms today, we're actually going to be using a bunch of Barbie and Polly Pocket toys and little accessories, so all of it's going to be a lot of intuition, and even the letter tiles, which are not Scrabble tiles actually too. For anyone who thought maybe we're curious what I use, I actually use bananagrams. So that is what we're going to be diving into today, but we're going to be looking into your April blessings, but also the energy and insights and guidance that is coming in for you, group 2 here. We moved on. We're on group 2. So let's go ahead and dive in. I'm so excited. Group 1 was a lot of fun to look into. Maybe a more heavy group, but it was definitely more fun. So feel free to join in by sending your energy in through the screen so we can see what comes up here for you. First off, we have the King of Wands, as well as the Six of Wands. So let's see what else comes in. So feel free to, again, send your energy. And you guys are really good at sending your energy, and that's all I gotta say, because it was just flying around. And we also have here the Jack of Pentacles, or the Knight of Pentacles. Ooh, a more stable energy that's happening here within your cards, but we'll get more information here. But we're going to go ahead and do next the life twists and turns. And if you are familiar with these cards, they have 4 different categories, and so we're going to look into one of those categories and see what comes in here for you, group 2. So we're looking for group 2 for April. So here you have this card, but before I can read into which one of the categories, we're actually going to line it up using these different Candyland cards. So we're going to see which category this card is speaking to. So group 2, which card, color do we need to know? And the life twists and turns, what do we need to know for April for group 2 here? Oof. So we have both purple and orange. So you had both those colors show up here. So we're gonna see which ones align here. So you have here in purple, and please take these with a grain of salt. They're more oracle messages. So we have, you win a free cruise to Hawaii for 2. Congratulations. And then you also have, find out you have a fear of heights when you reach the top of the Empire State Building. Interesting that you'd have 2 vacation messages. And then there's like this like juxtaposition where one really went really well and the other one was more like a fear. So there's definitely something we can read into there. You also have both purple and orange. So orange is a more wand-related message, as well as just being very energizing. And then you have purple, which is more calming, as well as intuitive energy. So that's also coming in for your month on a more energetic level. So next up, we're actually going to look into your apples to apples message. So it's quite a hefty match here, but let's see what's coming in. So feel free to send your messages in or your energy in through time and space here for group 2, for the energy that they are evoking this month, for any guidance, insights, energy, and blessings at the core of it for group 1 here. So you have bold, daring, brave, and courageous. Bold. Ooh, bold energy. Definitely get that from the heart of your center here with the King of Wands. He is very bold, although steady like this Jack, which really plays out with that fear of heights and feeling like you need to be more bold. But let's get your final message here before we do your charms and letter cast with these Harry Potter trading card messages. Let's see what comes up here for group 1 on a more magical, fun sense. Ooh, okay. So we have this one here. And then I also was really feeling the bottom card there, so I'm going to go ahead and take it as well. So you have here a lesson card that showed up, and it is Transfiguration. So I love these lessons cards because they tell us that you're learning and you're growing, and Transfiguration is like transformation. And you have the butterfly, which is very much spring energy, Fool energy, taking that leap. The other thing here you also have is Toe Biter with 3 in the corner here. It says, do damage to your opponent. You may also choose a creature card. So it doesn't actually have a section here that usually has like a little like quote. So you didn't really get a quote with this one. So we're going to really just look and dive into the imagery here. Toe Biter. We'll play around with that one. All right, so let's go ahead and start diving into these. So I did take a little time to just sort of look at the cards and really look more intuitively. Like I said, it's going to be a more intuitive message kind of reading, but let's start here with the majors. So like I said, you have 2 court cards here, one being a knight and one being a king. Kings are much more like self-assured, they know what they're doing, they have more life experience, where the knights can be more bold. But in this case, you actually have the Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles is very slow energy. They take their time. They really are good at making sure that whatever they're moving on is very slow going, that they really think through every single decision that they make. They are not quick, bold risk takers, which I think is really interesting that you have that bold energy showing up here. So like I said, there's this like juxtaposition where you feel like you're pulling and pushing against your fears, possibly for traveling, or in general this this transformation that's happening within you at this time, because you do have this change, this bolder energy that you're starting to evoke within yourself. So I myself as a Taurus can get very stuck in my head like this night, that even though we are slow, even though we take our time, even though we look at all of the different vantage points to make sure that we're very slow and steady and we really like have the map and everything, sometimes we never make the leap. We never make the step forward, that we just linger where we work best. And this king is, like I said, very self-assured, but they're also very bold. Wands energy is very bold energy. You see that orange popping out before any other color here because it is bold, it is intense, it is fiery. And so I really do see you're learning to create a more bold energy in your life. So even though you can use the energy of the night of taking your time and looking through all of the situations in making an order and making a to-do list and a pros and cons, you have to make sure you still make the forward movement in what you are researching and transforming in, because otherwise you'll get stagnant and stuck. And I do think that you may be wanting to get out more, and it doesn't have to be like to Hawaii or the Empire State Building or some huge like big expedition. It could be just going to a place in nature or going to see someone that you haven't seen, or maybe you finally are feeling safe enough to do that, or you're going to just take the leap and do what you need to create this transformation in your life, to grow and to spread your wings wide and be bold in that energy. So that is really showing up here with that fear, because fear showed up here, fear of heights. So yeah, fear of, again, transforming, getting to a higher vantage point, getting higher in your perspective, because you've found a comfort zone. I feel like you really found a comfort zone where things are working, and it's about being bolder, going beyond that comfort zone. The other thing too you have here is toe biter, and when I was looking more at this, it made me think of sibling rivalries, right? Because you've got like the two Weasley twins and then Ron, and like the toe biter, like someone is just kind of getting on your nerves or trying to aggravate you or playing around or playing a trick. So you could be April fooled. So definitely look out for anything like that with your siblings if they have April Fool's kind of jokes and things up their sleeve, like if they're very trickstery, if they're a jokester. But I also do see it as like a theatrical thing too. So if you feel like you've been wanting to work more in theatrical or acting kind of related roles, that also is coming up here too. But be sure there's not sibling rivalry happening within that. The other thing that I was thinking too is if you haven't seen a friend or a family member in a while, and that is who you are being bold enough to go see, really making sure that not only are you protected in general because of like a pandemic reason, but also making sure that you keep things light and playful, and then also it is making me think you guys are going to play board games or something like that, or charades, on a more like playful level, like a just playing with your family members and stuff, and playing like those jokes and like those inside jokes. That's really what's coming up here, a lot of humor for your month. The other thing too here is you have the Six of Wands, which is about achievement and also being recognized for your achievements. So if you feel like you haven't been recognized lately for your achievements, there is a blessing coming in here showcasing that you are going to achieve something, and that's going to be recognized not only from yourself but also from those around you, from your friends and your family that are showing up here. They're going to realize that you are being more bold, and that you're taking those risks, and that you are going after what you need to, or at least you're acknowledging where you're having that come in, which I think is amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to your letter tile cast and your charm cast, but I'm having a lot of fun with your guys' energy. It's so bold, fun, humorous, and like energetic. That's what I'm getting, like a lot of energy, like I just feel like I could be dancing or something, because I feel like there's a lot of weight being lifted this month, on a more like physical level that I can feel. The other thing is we're going to start looking into these letter tiles using all of these different letters from the game Bananagrams. Super fun to play, but I have been using them more as messages here for you guys. So let's see what comes up here for you, group 2, for the month of April. See what comes up here, group 2, for energy, insights, or guidance. Group 2, and blessings. for April. Okay, so I do see let coming up here first, as well as tell, like you're telling something. There's a narrative there, like a storytelling, a change in the narrative. So we have TELAWE. Aw, how sweet. So I do see that if you are going to be telling something about your truth, and like I said, you're being very bold, possibly telling something that you really need to tell someone that you haven't told them in a long time, or you really just are really expressing your emotions or a situation with someone, I do think that it's going to be taken really well, because we do have the ah, but more in like a aw kind of way. Or that you're, like I said, there's a lot of humor that's coming in there. Ooh, maybe even over the phone, because it says tello. But we do have or, I, A, I, F, and V. So again, a lot of fiery energy, bold energy, feeling very assertive and like playful and humorous, and there's just so much like fun that's coming from this month for you guys, because you have fire here, but I'm not seeing it in like a destructive, fiery way, but more of like you're using it as a way to just keep yourself going, like you're like putting in the kindling in, that you're really taking the time to make sure that it's well fed. It's like a steady fire, right? Because you do have that steady energy that the Knight of Pentacles shows us. Also, just like pile number 1, I do see Fae showing up here. So I feel like a lot of you guys, especially now that we're heading into the spring here for the Northern Hemisphere, a lot of you guys might be working more with Fae energy, springtime Fae that are coming out, or fairies or winged creatures and things like that. I do see that coming up. I also see Fave, and so there is like I also see like fame in a way, right? Like fame coming up here with the W if you reversed it. So I do see like there's this fame, this like recognition, feeling like you are being more favored at this time, or you're favoring yourself, especially since you had 2 eyes show up here and only one kind of we energy. And then I also see with that same energy, you have all those different eyes, like it could be just you, but then you had the or, which makes me think I or we. And there is like this juxtaposition that's happening here, that push and pull of, do you go visit someone or do you not? Are you going to be bold or are you not? And so definitely check in with your guides and things like that to see if you feel like it is the right decision for you. Just because you can have this bold energy coming in doesn't necessarily mean you have to use it, or you have to feel, you know, like this reading can tell you where you might be more likely to go, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to follow that bold energy. So definitely take this as a message to sort of look into that there. But you also have wave. So also maybe connecting with the ocean, or where you are traveling has something to do with ocean, waves, rivers, getting connected with water as well as fire. So it is also that, like, I feel like a lot of your energy has to do with I or we, wave or fire. You know, that pentacle energy or that fiery energy, trying to stay steady or trying to be bold. There is this like a lot of like push and pull. So you have a lot of balancing things out this month, taking a little bit of each energy and putting them together and seeing what that mixes up to make for you. Making sure you're not favoring one over the other, especially since you had that fave. Or actually, I think you have almost all of favor, right? But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and move on to your charms. Do let me know what you think of this reading so far, if you guys are enjoying the fun nature of it. It's definitely making like my inner child really happy to just play around with each of the cards and the letters and the charms, and just seeing what comes up on a more intuitive level versus only, or not really only, but like really favoring a lot of your knowledge. So it's really nice to kind of play around with those and see what comes up. So I hope you guys have been having fun too, using your own intuition with the cards and the charms and all the letters so far. But usually I pick up the charms, but today, because there's so many large ones in here, I'm actually going to just shuffle through over here. So let's go ahead and get started. Group 2, we're looking for any information, energy, insights, or guidance on the month of April for group 2 here. 2, group 2, for blessings, energy, and insights. Group 2. Okay, so we have quite a few. We're going to play around with them. So because these are chunkier and bigger, you should probably be able to see them. And I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit so you can see here. But here at your center, so we're going to really play around with these. So feel free to, as always, look into the charms and see what comes up for you. Just like with all of the different letter tiles and other messages we've had here today. But so far here in your central ring, or the heart of your month and your blessings, is the shovel, which is about digging deeper, right? Like really digging it deep, going under those layers and finding what kind of is hidden there. So like I said, you're being bolder. You're going to find the truth. You're going to dig deeper and get more bold. But on top of that, you also have this optimistic kind of look here with the smiley sun. So there's a little sun here, and I don't know if you guys ever watched Blue's Clues, but this is really giving me Blue's Clues vibes. Like you're getting little clues from the universe, with the like pail and shovel that was in the show. I don't know if anyone watched Blue's Clues, but basically you would follow all these clues and kind of draw on that energy of these clues or these like gifts from the universe to find and dig deeper. So I feel like you might be going on a more like soul mission as well this month that you're digging deeper into, or just on a more surface level digging deeper. This also makes me think on a literal level that there's like sand castles being built, again, that water energy, that travel energy. The other thing too here is you have these two charms falling together, which I think is actually interesting because it is magnetized together. They're kind of magnetized together, and you have nourishment that's happening here with the milk in the bottle and feeling very nourished, feeling full. It also can represent bottling up feelings as well, so take what resonates. But you also have here connected to, this one makes me think of like conversations. It also makes me think of beach chairs, so again, a more beachy energy, but also taking time to really sit down, let your feelings that you've been bottling up out, and also to refill yourself with that nourishment of conversation by that like awe feeling, that tell feeling, and really reconnecting with someone this month. So that's also coming up here because there is that connection, right? And then lastly here on the moon phases, you do have a few charms. So right here you have on the waning gibbous moon, which is all about just before you start reflecting and letting something go, because here's the letting go kind of thing where you're like letting something go. That's the last quarter moon. Just before that, you're reflecting on what you need to let go out of your life, because you do have the reflection charm. This also can have to do with beauty and other things on that level. So on a more like mundane level, maybe you're going to work with beauty magic, or just getting ready, or really enjoying that side of yourself, that more selfish side, or just playful side. Really, it doesn't have to necessarily be selfish to want to put in the effort to make yourself feel nice. But you do have here coming in with another butterfly. So interesting. So transformation, a lot of your transformation that's coming in, these lessons are actually going to be coming in from not only looking on the surface, but digging deeper to trying to find that transformation and releasing what no longer is serving you at this time from your reflection. So definitely using journaling, that could be really helpful for you this month to kind of path work into that. And here on the other gibbous moon, you have on the waxing gibbous moon heading towards the full moon of celebration, feeling full, feeling accomplished, that 6 of Wands energy. You have the shoe, where you feel very stable, very calm, very like, I've got this. You feel very like classic, stable, clean, easy peasy kind of feeling, like you've got it all put together. And it also does represent like you're moving your feet possibly too. But you do have the the largest charm that I have within this, which is the CD player. So you may be connecting with like your CD player, like your nostalgic toys and things like that. But on another level, this does represent music. So maybe you're going to a concert, maybe that's where you're heading towards, or you're listening to music, or listening to, rooted messages that are coming in as well, because you do have that foot, that root chakra, that deeper energy. Especially since when looking at this and you had sort of that Fae energy, I do see like they may be sending you more auditory messages, because this makes me think of, it looks like little wings. So that's also coming in here. But with all of that said, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick recap of what I personally saw out of this reading, but please let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought. I hope you enjoyed the fun of it, all the fun with all of the different energy that we were bringing in and the lighter energy of this reading. I hope you enjoyed. Please continue to let this bold energy come in and not letting yourself get a little stuffy that this Jack or Knight of Pentacles can bring in. There is a sense of traveling, a sense of diving deeper into your own transformation, and healing possibly, but mostly just transformation. I really think you're just really diving deeper to transform to where you want to be. You're kind of leveling up in a way. There is sibling kind of stuff happening here, sibling rivalry, but I'm also seeing like a connection, of reconnecting with a sibling. And then also that energetic kind of juxtaposition that you're having here. So you're going to find a lot of balance this month, or rebalancing, so that you can transform. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please let me know in the comments down below what you thought of the reading, if you found any of these messages to be very different for you. I'm always so curious, especially this month, because we're playing with so many different items and everything, and it's so playful. So please let me know in the comments down below how you felt. Also, please be sure to give this video a like if you did like it, and also just in general for my amazing sisters who helped me support this channel along with you guys. Feel free to give them a like and some support in the comments down below, because they had to really put themselves out there. So thank you to my wonderful sisters and anyone who has liked and commented so far. And lastly, if this is one of your first videos here with me, it is definitely a wild ride, but I hope you enjoyed nonetheless. I do more normal readings, in a way, whatever normal means, every single Monday. So if you want to join in on those, feel free to subscribe and join in on this wonderful, beautiful, magical community. And with all of that said, wishing you the best for April, and April Fools. Happy April. Bye. Hello group 3, April Fools. If you guys hadn't noticed already, especially if you aren't new to my readings, I'm doing something entirely different, because if you didn't notice, the intro was definitely not done by me. That was done by my amazing supportive sisters, so please give them a lot of love down in the comments, because they are so supportive, as is the rest of my family, and I just wanted to have them join in on these readings, and they were so for it. So they got out all these different oracle stuff for me, and brought in and joined in and really put themselves out there. So definitely give them a round of applause down in the comments, because they're amazing. But I wanted to play around with the April Fool's energy, because obviously we have the Fool in tarot, and I really wanted to play around with that. So here we are with your Joker Fool, and we're going to be playing around with not tarot and oracle cards like I normally do, but a whole bunch of different game related cards and tools. So we're going to be using Harry Potter trading game cards, or using Life Twists and Turns, Apples to Apples, even Candyland, and we're also using a bit of tarot by using the major or the minors of the minor arcana in tarot with the playing card deck. We're also using the bananagram tiles, and I even curated this little little charm set using a whole bunch of different Barbie toys and old Polly Pocket things. So I hope you guys have fun with my inner child here today, because we are playing with that inner child foolish energy and tapping into my intuition for these readings. So please take these with a grain of salt. This may be the most accurate reading that I've ever done for you, or it may be just very playful and fun and entertaining, but not the most accurate, because it's definitely going to just be a lot of fun, but I'm not this isn't necessarily my typical jam, so we're definitely going to be playing around. So let me know how it resonates down below. I'm super curious either way, but let's go ahead and get started before I waffle on anymore. So we're going to look into your 3 tarot cards in a way here with the minor arcana. So feel free to send your energy through the screen here and now, through time and space, for your April blessings to really bring out that intuition both in yourself and within me. So we have here, oh my gosh, all the 8s have been used today. It's crazy. So we have the 8 of Pentacles here at the center of your month. But let's see what else is coming in. So April messages for energy, insights, or guidance for group 3 here for the month of April for blessings that are coming in, guidance that's coming in for April for group 3 here. So you also have these 3 cards as well. So you have the 6 of Pentacles, the 5 of Swords, and the 3 of Wands. So definitely a month that is definitely like filled with a lot of different kinds of energy. So it's not like just one overarching message here so far. But for your next message, we're going to go ahead and do the life twist and turns message, and we're going to correlate the different colors with the Candyland cards. So we'll look into that in a moment. But first, send your energy on in for your life twist and turns card here for the month. Ooh, so you have 2 here. Interesting. So these are the 2 that you received. So we'll look into both of them. You guys are full of cards today. So we're going to look into your colors here so we can read them. So April blessings for group 3. So there we are with blue. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and look at the blue parts of these cards. So you have your father teaches you to play poker. So there is like a presence of a father or some sort of father figure here. And then you also have failure class and auto repair when you forget to put oil in the back of your car. So there is like a forgetful energy as well that comes in here for you, group 3 here. So there's a forgetful energy, maybe a father energy, especially since I personally have a father who is very good with cars and vehicles and stuff like that. That's what it makes me think of, like they're helping fix something in your life, or they're coming in to help fix something that you've been maybe even having like some pride in. So we're going to look more into that here in a moment. But first we're going to get your apples to apples message. So group 3 here, we're looking for your messages for April. Ooh, so you had 2 come out here. Like I said, you are full of cards. So you got here earthy, unrefined, natural, crude, and then wicked, evil, corrupt, and depraved. So we'll definitely be looking more into that. The wicked is definitely coming in with this 5 of Swords energy, so we'll read more on that in a moment. But we're going to dive into your final message here before we do your charms and letter tiles with the Harry Potter cards. So these ones are definitely more fun, as I've read with the last 2 piles. So definitely play around with your intuition here. I'd love to see what you guys pull out from these cards for the month. I was actually feeling this one, so that's the one I'm going to take here. But I'll pick up each of these 2. And I'm also going to take this one because it fell solo and I was really interested in it. So here you have Accio. So it says here, the summoning charm, Accio. And then you have this different image here of like kind of a wizard looking into their book and like trying to Accio something towards them. So there's something about trying to bring something towards you, manifest something towards you, like Accio, book. You're trying to bring something towards you that you didn't have previously before. And with that kind of wicked energy, you do have the cunning fox, right? So the cunning fox does talk about being kind of a solo mission, feeling like you can do it by yourself. And I was definitely feeling that with some of your cards. So let's go ahead and dive on in. So I have to start out with this fox, this like fatherly energy, wicked energy, and this 5 of Swords. So the 5 of Swords usually shows a person kind of standing there with all these swords. Like they want everything. They're Accioing everything towards them. They want it all or nothing kind of mentality. They can do it on their own. They don't need anybody else. And there's usually someone hurt in the background, someone who got less, someone who was put in a situation where they were like kind of like put in a situation where you have like a sore winner. So definitely stay away from this energy this month because you do have someone coming in to help you, usually like a fatherly figure or someone who is older or has sort of that fatherly feeling towards them, or even a maternal feeling towards them, some sort of like guardian. And I feel like you're trying to do it all yourself, right? You're like learning, you're growing, you're looking at all this stuff, and you're not paying attention to the people that you may be hurting in that feeling to like succeed. I've got it all. I'm going to win. It's all good. I'm going to, do this thing and do this thing and do this thing and do this thing. And you're not really looking and being observant around you and realizing that You may be hurting other people around you because you're not allowing them to help you where you need help, or not allowing them to participate because you want to win, or your version of winning, you want to achieve it, or you want to be the one that said, I did that. And I'm not saying that that isn't something that we don't want to strive for, feeling independent, but making sure that you find that balance there where someone can still help you, that you don't have to take it all on your own, that they can be a blessing for you this month, because you are putting in a lot of work this month too, because you do have the 8 of Pentacles and that earthly energy here as well with the 6 of Pentacles. And threes also can represent collaboration too. So I feel like you are trying to collaborate, or you're trying to kind of push away from collaborating. You're working really hard, but you have like this tunnel vision that's happening at the moment. You're just tunnel visioning everyone out. And in doing so, you're not allowing yourself to navigate with other people in mind, because the 3 of Wands is about looking at the grand scheme and seeing that there's all these boats, right? Like usually there's boats on the card that you're looking at, or other people that are like there that you can start networking with, that you can start working with, that have really great ideas for you that you're missing out on. They are ready to offer you these ideas, these earthly energies, but you're seeing them as wicked. You're seeing them as like, you want to be the one that came up with the name, right? You want to be the person who's like, I did that all on my own. But they have wonderful ideas that are actually going to take your ideas a step higher, right? They're going to help elevate it. Not because they want all of the fame and accomplishment that comes with it, but because they truly want to support you and bring you up a peg if they can, right? And where you may see it as more like crude or unrefined, they're just trying to come in and help you with this earthly energy, these ideas that you have towards your business goals, towards your financial goals, especially towards things that are on like an earthly plane. I'm definitely seeing. So if you're working on something in your business and you're working really, really hard, or working really hard at something that is happening within your work life, and you don't want the help of another, especially a parental figure where you're feeling like, I'm independent, I got this, it's definitely about pushing past that this month and realizing you don't have to be the lone fox and do this all on your own, that you have other people that can help navigate it. The other thing too is not just like asking for help, but also making sure that you continue on your path, because just because you might need help doesn't mean that what you're heading towards aren't really great, solid ideas. Because you do have really solid ideas that are starting to solidify, because the next step after the 3 of Wands is the 4 of Wands. And the 4 of Wands, that celebration, that I've really accomplished something, that structured energy that 4s give us. But 3s are still the fuse. 3s are still the spark. So you are working towards something. There is going to be a lot of workload, but making sure to let other people help is going to be your blessing this month. But with all of that said, I'm going to go ahead and move on to your charms and letter tiles, group 3. I hope you guys are enjoying this so far, because I know it is different. I know it isn't like your typical cards, but I hope you're having fun and really working with your intuition too, because I think it's always good for us to continue to work with our intuition and changing things up every once in a while to see what messages come in. So with that said, let's go ahead and get some letter tiles where we can get really creative. So group 3, we're looking for the blessings that are coming in for April 2021, or whenever they're watching this, for blessings, energy, and insight for April, group 3. Okay. So you do have, like, I thought this was a D as well, so it almost looked like it said dad, and then you would F for, like, father. So I'm definitely seeing dad kind of energy, father, some sort of grandfather, or something on that line, even on an ancestral level, that's coming in. You also have FODANFRCLL and V. So I also see fold here. And didn't we have something about like learning poker or something like that, right? So yeah, your father teaches you how to play poker. And I'm not a poker expert, don't quote me on this, but I think when you fold, right, it's about like withdrawing or something like that, like you're gonna hold off, or you're like withdrawing or allowing yourself to not be the winner, right? So again, more of that like feeling like you're too dependent on someone, so you can't ask for help or do anything like that. But it really is about just folding down, like taking it, letting other people help and get in there and put their thoughts and ideas in, because they probably have really great ideas to help you. Obviously, you can take that with a pinch of salt, though, but definitely listen, and at least take the initiative to listen to see what they have to say. I also see Ford here, so like a Ford truck or a Ford car, not sponsored, but like I do think that there could be something, like I said, car troubles and things like that. So that's definitely coming up. So make sure that you have checked your oil, that you checked your tires and stuff like that this month too, on a more literal level, because that's coming in. I also see fall, though, so I do think that some of you may be coming into the fall energy instead of the spring energy when it comes to the season. So some of you may be from the southern hemisphere, and in the fall we get that creative energy, we get that like more masculine energy where we're really like, there's a lot of like I don't know, for me the fall just makes me feel very creative and like I could just do anything. So it's being sure that you don't get that tunnel vision that the fall may bring, and that you release some of that load. I also see nav, like navigation, which is making me think of like you're also navigating something. So like I said, there could be a road trip or something that you're going on. So like I said, really look towards your car and your vehicle. Navigation is also making me think, make sure that you really know where you're going, not only in your business or your career, but also that you might just be like really navigating and creating a new path, right? Like you're recalculating, you're readjusting, because things may come in that kind of feel again like that fall, like you have to fold, that you have to try again, because there might be something that comes up that's unforeseen that you have to kind of shift your navigation, right? Because sometimes we take the wrong road and all of a sudden we have to recalculate where we're going, or because someone brings us a new idea, like a father or a fatherly figure, guardian that comes in and gives us this new idea that then shifts your perspective. But with all of that said, I'm going to go ahead and move these to the side so we can go ahead and do your final messages here with all of these beautiful charms. I'm really excited about them. They've been really fun so far to play with the other piles, but do let me know if any other words stood out to you, if you find other messages that come in, because this is not only my intuition practice, but I think it's a great one and a healthy one for you guys as well. So let's all be fools and play around. But I'm going to go ahead and just mix them here on the table because I find that I just drop them everywhere if I don't. So here we are, group 3. We're looking for any messages for April for group 3 for their blessings. Blessings for April within the next 30 days. Group 3. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys in and move around some of these messages here. But we have here several different ones, but I'm going to pick up the ones that fell mostly upside down here and see what comes up. So like pile number 2, you also had the shovel that fell in your central ring, and this one's about digging deeper, going deeper into something. So your central ring or your heart of the month is showcasing what's like really beating there, what is really driving you forward, what blessings really show up there, and you have a lot of happiness that comes from diving deeper into yourself, into your self-worth, into where you're going, what you want from life, and what makes you most happy as well. Because like I said, I feel like you had tunnel vision and you're really not taking time to enjoy the fall, enjoy the colors, enjoy the world around you. Like you're only seeing half of it, because you also have here the like half charm, or feeling like, someone's leaving you out in the cold, leaving you for the dust, or you're leaving them to the dust, because you did have that 5 of Swords where you're just kind of, and also that Accio card, right? Like that's a great way to visualize it. Like you're not looking at who you may be affecting around you, who you're kind of just stripping away, their happiness to help out. Beyond that though, like I said, it kind of feels like there's half of a whole here. Like you're not seeing the whole picture. So like I said, parts of these things may be missing. Like you need to make sure that you look on a physical level into your car, into your space, but also making time to dive deeper beyond just the finances and beyond like just one facet of your life, because I think you're tunnel visioning a little too deep and you need to kind of bring back out your scope. Because you also got the enlightening charm. This is about shining a light as well, but this isn't a flashlight, right? This isn't like shining at one specific thing. This is opening that space, opening an expansion. I do see expansion being a really important word that's coming up here for you. Expanding your worldview, expanding your spirituality, expanding your space. Even expanding your space, like on a physical level. Maybe you're expanding a room or changing something around at this time, or even spring cleaning, because or fall cleaning too, for that matter, because you do have the soap charm here, so it does make me think that you're like soap doing something, or even like dialing that down. You also have the hairbrush, which is about, purging things off of you, cleaning things off in a way, right? You're like brushing it through. The other thing too is you're being soothed, right? When I brushed my hair, or when I got my hair brushed as a kid, it was always a really wonderful bonding experience, and it also was a way to have someone really help me out, and I would fall asleep usually to that, and you do kind of have the fall asleep, sleep, rest charm coming up here, so I do see that like you're finding rest in the fact that someone else is going to take over or help. So not only is it because they have better ideas, or that they are going to help bring out some of those ideas within you to kind of branch you higher up on the tree that you're trying to grow and envision with that 3 of Wands, but you're also trying to be soothed, or there's like this soothing energy that's going to come from connecting and bonding with another person this month, versus kind of pushing them away, or that competitive nature that the 5 of Swords kind of showed. And the last 2 charms you have here is like this charm I was talking about with group 1. I see it as like a sleep, a rest charm, taking time to rest and sleep because it is a pillow. Also making sure that you really connect to your dreams and your dream states, seeing what comes up there. Right after you wake up, if you have a dream, write down the key words. Did you see any seagulls? Did you see the ocean? Did you see fall? Did you see something about your car? Did you see other kinds of things? And really tapping into your intuition there to see what little nuggets are lied in there. Also just taking rest, making sure that you allow yourself to rest, because you had that 8 of Pentacles, which is all about go, 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 tunnel vision energy. And I really do think that it's going to benefit you to see the bigger picture and to allow yourself to rest and be nurtured and cared for this month, because you do have the like care for charm too of the teddy bear, right? We have these teddy bears for comfort, and I do think you're seeking comfort this month as well. So look for those creature comforts that you need in your life, whether that's taking time to rest and watch Netflix, taking time to rest and watch a movie, or go out and see friends or family and reconnect there. Sorry, I've got like a frog in my throat. But anyways, with all of that said, I'm going to go ahead and move on to your recap here. We're already finished with all 3 piles. It's crazy. Feel free to let me know if you want me to bring out these kinds of fun videos more often, to play around with these every once in a while and get a little creative, as well as just to see what comes up in your own intuition. Because like I said, for you this month, it's a lot about letting other people in, diving deeper into some sort of practice, or some sort of even like nurturing practice, allowing yourself to be nurtured, allowing yourself to not always be the most independent person. Also making sure that what you're bringing towards you is more nurturing energy versus more work for yourself, and looking away from that tunnel vision energy and looking at the broader scope. There's also a lot having to do with fall, cars, and also your father at this time, or a guardian type energy, because you are enlightening and moving towards a better path in your career, but it is about taking that time off. And that time for rest and nurturing and reconnecting. So with all of that said, let me know in the comments down below what you thought of these charms, what you thought of this reading with that foolish energy and playing around with it. I'd love, love, love to know, because I had so much fun playing around and just seeing what my energy and your energy was being sparked here, because I had a lot of fun. So let me know in the comments down below. I'm so curious. I'm a curious little bean. Also, please be sure to give this video a like, not only for my amazing supportive sisters, but also for all the fun here, and if you enjoyed the reading here today. And lastly, if you are new to the channel and this is one of your very first videos here with me, I hope you enjoyed nonetheless, even though it was a more non-traditional one. But feel free to subscribe for my Monday videos. And with all of that said, I hope you enjoy the foolish energy that April offers. See you in the next one. Bye.